What's going on, everybody? Christian here. Just wanted to come on here and give my thoughts on the Tennessee Colgate first round game today. I'm sitting here watching the North Carolina Iona game right now. Carolina up by 5. First off, my bracket is doing pretty good so far. Belmont didn't come through for me, but I've gotten 2 upsets right. I got UC Irvine right, and I got Liberty right so far. So I'm happy about that. But one thing I was surprised about today also was how bad Ole Miss played today. That was just not only how bad they played, but Oklahoma put 95 on them. I was not expecting that at all. I'm not surprised Oklahoma won, but I wasn't expecting Oklahoma to put 95 on them. But so about the Tennessee game. So I started watching the game at school with about 6 minutes left to go in the first half, and we were up by about 6. I thought we were playing pretty solid. We were up by, like I said, around 6, 10, 12, kind of varied when I was watching it. I thought we were playing pretty well. I was pretty satisfied with it. And to be honest, in the second half, I was kind of just expecting us to rout them. And that's when I actually got to finish watching it at school, was in the second half. That's what class, when I was in my next class in the second half, that's when I actually got to watch it without any interruption. So, and of course, Colgate comes out shooting the lights out, just like Auburn was. It's almost like we were playing Auburn, but they got out to that lead, and I was thinking to myself, "You got to be kidding me!" I'm not gonna lie, I was very worried. I don't really know why. This is a veteran group, and they didn't panic, which, is what you have to do in this tournament. You can't panic. You just got to stay calm, stick to your game plan, and that's what they did. And, those shots by Schofield at the end of the game were huge and crucial. Jordan Bowden had a great game today as well, from what I saw. But yeah, so I haven't really done a lot of research on Iowa so far, but I'm very glad Iowa won that game because I did not want to have to play Cincinnati, basically at Cincinnati. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday for Tennessee to play Iowa in the second round, and I'll see you guys later. Go VOLS. And that's another thing I wanted to say. I just thought of this. It's like what I told my dad. I said, the main thing is, the name of this tournament is Survive and Advance. That's all you have to do in this tournament. And that's what we did today. Was it pretty? No. It's just like Michigan State yesterday. Was it pretty? No. But we got it done when we had to. So, I'll see you guys later. Go Vols, beat Iowa, and see y'all later.